Trenton?
What?
You need to practice the piano.
Okay.
Okay, so we had to do that first before I could go do my video for you guys. I wanted to share something with you. Oop, I shouldn't have turned that off. But, you know, us moms, we gotta do what we gotta do. So, he's gonna come down and practice. Okay, so we are getting banished to my basement because I have actually taken over so many areas of the house. I have so many different little spaces. Here's my big whiteboard on my wall. And, you know, actually, let me share with you a little clip from our Real Deal Insider coaching call the other day where I showed everybody all the background things that I have in my basement.
But what you really need to see is this atrocity on my floor. Build-A-Bear. So my son got rid of all his Build-A-Bear stuff. We're going to eBay it and get some money for him. Well, I'll probably end up keeping it. Quite honestly, I will probably end up keeping it because I'm doing all the work. Well, my older son comes down and he's like, "You can't get rid of that. That's mine. It wasn't Trenton. That's mine." He's 17. Well, not let me get rid of his turtle. Had to keep his 24. What 24 is the racing guy, whatever his name is. Gordon. Well, anyways, so he picks that out, and then he's like, "Oh, wait, and the hockey thing too," because now he's really into ice skating because we got him new hockey skates, and he has to take those. I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, when are you going to use this?" But anyways, I'll show you my other stuff because I don't think Carolina saw it before. So
you have one light. You don't use two.
I do have two. Here's my other one. I just was lazy and I didn't move it over today.
Oh, okay, but basically
So, like, this is my backdrop.
That's the famous one.
That's a famous one. But this is what everybody's all like, "What? That's not real?"
No, embuste. Is that a lie? I always thought, like, that is so, I want, oh my God.
Isn't it pretty when I go like this and then you can't tell?
It's awesome. I've been looking for something similar. I've been looking for a back.
Yeah.
Really?
$18 on Amazon. Because
I
everything.
could not find one like that.
I type in bookshelf, but you know what's funny is this: all the books are backwards. Like, there's no spine.
Yeah.
The other thing is, obviously it's from China because the ones that are forward actually are in Chinese. These look like they're from IKEA, and there's no pictures in them.
That's funny.
And there was one time I had a friend of mine review my videos, and I think it was like kind of going like this. It was waving a little in the wind, and he goes, "Oh, it's fake!" He's like, "It's blowing in the wind." I'm like, shh. So anyways, what I got was there's a bar up on the top. I don't know if you can see. And I know this might not have been what you wanted to talk about today, but
No, but it's super easy.
I have this bar at the top, and that came with my set. So the set that I got on Amazon that had the two umbrellas came with this bar stand that also had a white and a green cloth. So like you're getting a tour of my basement behind the scenes with Vickie, and she's taken over.
Difficult, and you're making it, you know, like it can be easier.
So it came with a white and a green background that I could use, and oh wait, it has a black one as well.
Yes.
But I thought those were boring. So you can actually do the green screen and get templates, and I don't know how they work, but I do have some. I'll have to figure it out one day, that you can get these templates that when you have the green screen there, you can pick whatever cool background
So
you
that's
want.
what my
So, did you notice I'm wearing the same shirt as in that other video? I did that on purpose so you'd think it was the same day. So, did it work? Funny thing is, I am actually going to sit right here on the couch, which is probably the most boring place to sit in the whole basement with all the backgrounds, right? But I'm gonna sit here so we can chat, and it's leather and it's a little bit cold and you kind of slide off, plus it makes noise when you move, so I'll try not to move too much. So I really want to get to this content. I know that's what you were here for, so let's get to the start of the actual content of this video. How to become a successful entrepreneur. And you know, I've thought about this often, and you know what really gets me? You know what's wrong with the coaching industry? The thing about it is that we are taught so many things, like what we need to do, how to coach, how to ask the questions, and there are all these coaches that are needlessly going out of business because they're not taught to actually run a business, much less market themselves. And that is what kills me. You know, though, I forgot that I didn't do my normal intro to my video since we started upstairs with Trenton and all that stuff, so let me do a little bit of that before we get all serious. I'm Vickie Gould, Law of Attraction Marketing and Book Coach. I teach entrepreneurs how to be effective in marketing so that they can get more followers and clients on autopilot. And my claim to fame is my 6 bestsellers and the 52 entrepreneurs that I've helped to become bestsellers too. Now don't be fooled, because a bestseller is not just a book. It's a hot, sizzling marketing tool, and it's all about marketing with the book. How's that? All right, so back to your regularly scheduled programming. We were just talking about how coaches might be taught how to coach, but may not be taught actual business structures, business ways to do business and to market themselves. And I know that was true for me in my various certifications too. And it really just kills me. You know, the average coach makes about $25,000, $26,000 per year. And that's if they survive the first 18 months trying to figure out which piece of spaghetti they're throwing that's sticking to the wall, you know? Okay, and then those who are still in business after a few years are dissatisfied at the level of success they're at. The part that kills me the most is that the money that you want, whether you want to make $50K or $100K or more, is totally achievable and easier than you might think. Notice I didn't say easy, right? And I don't say that to make you feel bad about where you are. I say that because we, and yes, I'm including myself, tend to overcomplicate things totally needlessly, right? And I know that it feels hard when, you know, you're plagued with overwhelm. There's so much information out there, financial uncertainty. You're worried about the upcoming months. Your confidence starts to wane and your forward momentum is stalled when you're not able to grow your following like you really want to. And I want to share with you what I've learned about success. And I have to tell you that, you know, the title of this video was a little intimidating for me to put together. The reason is not because I haven't had successes in different areas of my life and in my business that I'm proud of, but the title might be interpreted as, you know, a little bit of bragging, and I never really want anybody to think that. So what I've done is I've written 3 points that I wanted to share with you today. So I've written 3 points down, and I wanted to share that with you today. And I used my son's Chima notebook. He's a little too old now. He doesn't want to use it and take it to school, but it's still got life left in it, you know, those blank pages. So I grabbed it, I used it. So what I want to share with you first off is that the short answer to being successful in your business is to get really good at marketing, right? With this in mind, I want to share with you a few things. So you've probably heard the gurus telling you, do it my way, do it like this, it's got to be done this way. And the first thing to getting better at marketing really is, and you might be really surprised to hear me say this, maybe you're relieved though, I'm going to say do it your way. And what I mean by that is to create your business model the way that you like to do business. So if you look at successful entrepreneurs, they all have certain business models. They all have certain things that they do, right? Some have a lot of lower price products and the strategy is to sell a lot of them. Some are doing high ticket masterminds and retreats in places all over the world, and they only want to do events quarterly, and certain months are huge in terms of income and other months are lower. Then there are some who have a variety of price points and each product has different levels of involvement from them. None of them is really right or wrong. But the thing is that you must choose a business model that you're aiming for and a reason why you want to do it that way. So it doesn't really matter which one you choose. Hopefully you're relieved that I said that, right? You want to fill up your one-on-one coaching? Then do that. Prefer group coaching instead? Then do that. Just want to sell a lot of products and not have a lot of involvement from yourself? Do it. You like the passive income? Then figure out how to get there and create a business model that is in line with what makes you happy. If you don't know what you're going for and how you're going to achieve that freedom that you want through your business, how will you ever be able to figure out how to get there? Or even if you've arrived, right? So the second thing that you may notice about successful entrepreneurs is that they seem fearless. They're constantly out there. They're always in motion. Now, I would venture to guess that you don't live without fear. Like they don't live without fear. I mean, they're just like you and me. They have stuff come up, right? But the big difference is that they're ready to get through the fear and have learned to get fear to be a motivational factor rather than a huge deterrent and a bunch of excuses that come up for them for why they're not going to do something. And I would also guess that they've upped their confidence game on the success and the impact of the product or service in the world. I would bet they're pretty confident that what they have to offer is something pretty darn special. And you have that too. They know that so long as they don't waver on their vision, they will achieve it. And here are some things that you just cannot afford to be scared of anymore. Ready for these? You can't be scared of numbers. My sister used to say if there was a dollar sign in front of something, she couldn't do math. And I told her that it's like the exact opposite for me. And when I love something and the math is more amazing, like it's just even better, right? You need to know your costs, including overhead, how much it's costing you to get a lead in the door, how much that lifetime value is of that lead. What's that going to be? You need to find out what the proper benchmarks are for conversion rates on your calls, your opt-ins, your webinar views, your webinar purchases. So quit being vague. Create a goal by the quarter and know for the long term as well. And you need to know gross versus profit too. The other thing that you can't be scared is to course adjust. We are constantly doing this. Can you imagine if Edison or Dyson just tried once, right? They knew they were onto something and they knew that they were doing something that was going to change the trajectory of the world. And maybe you're thinking, oh, but it's not that big for me. And what if you just changed the trajectory of one life at a time with what you did? Listen, let's just take real life example, right? This real life example of a marketing funnel. There are multiple smaller pieces that come together to create the entire funnel. Can you adjust one piece at a time to see what's working or not? Doesn't that sound a lot easier? Can you adjust just one piece at a time and see what's working or not? Doesn't that sound easy? Because it makes it so much easier when you have only one variable that you're changing around in the process. You know whether or not it's the culprit of something that's working. And course adjusting doesn't have to be crazy, can have an ugly cry at times, but we need to quit making our lives so difficult. When you change multiple pieces to a plan, then you have no idea. So you just change one at a time, and it makes it so much more manageable, right? Does that make sense? So the other thing that you can't be scared of is you can't be scared to be visible. There are no more good excuses to playing small. And I just had a client in my Real Deal Insider program put up a video on her page, and she literally had 5 likes. And in a matter of 2 or 3 days, she had 761 views. And the people following her went to 122. And now she's so excited to do more videos and to get out of the way and quit being scared. If something like that happened to you, wouldn't you then be excited to show up just seeing the impact of that? How much are you losing out on by being scared? Is it worth your comfort level, maybe, to stay hidden? What if you could get results like that in just a day or 2, right? So then the third thing that you may notice about successful entrepreneurs is, and this might sound self-serving, but successful people know when they can't do it on their own, so they get help where they need it. They don't stay in frustration and overwhelm. They know when they need to reach out, and they know when they need to learn more, and they know when they need to go find somebody who's been there before. Remember what they used to say, right? No question is a stupid question, or the only stupid question is the one that you don't ask. And this is just so true. The one thing that I have to say about my mom that she really, really taught me early on is that it's so much better to ask the question, risk whatever that is, and learn. And potentially looking stupid maybe, but you know, what the heck, I'm making forward momentum and I'm taking a step in the right direction instead of being paralyzed and overwhelmed trying to figure it out, not knowing the answer. Just ask somebody who does know the answer, right? And no man is an island. Every time you hear about a successful person, you hear about somebody they're grateful for, who stuck with them, who helped them, who coached them, who wouldn't let them give up and helped them grow and taught them something instrumental about building their business and creating a better life for themselves. So if you do these things that we just talked about, you are going to be miles ahead of everyone else. And I want to just ask you a question now. But first, let's say you and I were to work together and create a business plan for you based on the business model that you like and that feels good to you. So you and I would sit down, maybe you say something like, here are my objectives, what should I do? And we work together on it and we have a great time together, and we determine that your plan of action to get to this freedom-based business model by creating some fresh marketing strategies, using fun methods that got you excited for each next step. Let's say you knew deep down that this plan would work and you were absolutely certain, and no one could change your mind, and you were going to make it big. Like world domination big. You knew without a shadow of a doubt that this was going to work. Now with that in mind, how hard would you work? How many hours would you work per day building this amazing thing, working and tweaking your sales copy? How much time would you spend researching your audience, surveying your target market? How many hours would you spend making that product or program so that your customers would be raving fans and be inspired to do business with you over and over again, year after year, and refer their friends? How long would you spend finding new ways to send people to your sales page, to your website? How much effort would you put into it then? And my guess is that if you believed that you knew that this plan that you had developed, that you knew unquestionably that this was going to work, I would guess that you'd maybe get off course a little bit here and there and have to, adjust to hit your goals, but you knew it was going to work, right? My guess is that you'd work as long as it takes, and it wouldn't even hardly feel like work at all. You wouldn't get distracted by shiny object syndrome either, right? Because you'd be focused. You knew that this thing was going to work. The one thing that we really didn't go into was exactly the successful people believe that it's going to work. And this is why they don't throw their hands up in the air after one try and chuck out everything that they've done and go, that's not for me, it's not working. They don't get sidetracked and go, oh, squirrel, squirrel. They don't jump from course to course, especially without finishing them, right? They stay on target for their goals, however they figure out how to achieve them. And here's the thing. You are where you are today because you made choices in your business, in your life. And whatever you've done thus far, if you like your choices, great. If you don't and you think that you can improve and have more to learn, then I believe in you. And I know that you can make choices that you're proud of if that's your true desire. Now, this is probably going to surprise you if you've been a long-time subscriber of mine and a friend of mine. Something you might not know about me is that I actually used to love being bailed out. I secretly wished that my dad would have given me startup money, and he never did. But then I think about it and go, I wouldn't have done what I did to get to where I am now. Plus, when you have skin in the game, it's the best way to learn and to stay on course. I made the choice that I was going to figure this thing out, and not go turn and cry to daddy to bail me out. The other thing is, and if you've hung with me until now, thus far into this video, then you may have entered my community because you opted in for stuff about writing a best-selling book. And maybe you're wondering now, like, why the heck is this chick talking about this to me? She's schizophrenic. She's breaking the first rule of marketing, which is concentrate on one thing. Get really good at one thing first. So here's a scoop on that. And if you've been with me from the very, very beginning, then you probably already know this because you've seen and watched this whole entire thing evolve, because our lives and our businesses, we all evolve, right? Marketing has always been my first love. I started out helping people with story marketing, and words have been a fascination of mine for the longest time. Books combined with this together, not quite so schizophrenic now, right? Because to me, the only way that books and marketing seem like two different focuses is when people, and this is probably most people, don't see them as the same thing like I do. Books are, to me, a powerful marketing tool. Every serious entrepreneur needs to have one so that they can market their business through it and then get more clients with it. So the point of making this whole entire video for you, besides all that I just told you, is that I really want you to get excited about my Real Deal Insider program, which I've mentioned a couple times now. And it's a marketing membership program. And if you're all in, knowing that your marketing success equates to your business success, then listen, if you really found this to be helpful, then I think you're really going to love Real Deal Insider. Because inside, we go through your marketing plan, we pluck out pieces, piece by piece, we make them easy and manageable, and then you get real-time coaching on what you're working on right now and how to improve it. You get someone who actually puts their eyeballs on your process and your copy so that you can move forward with confidence. I had so many programs where I was doing things and I got good information, but I never got anything that was specific to me. So I was always running off, trying to figure out how to do it on my own, thinking and hoping and wishing and praying that I was taking what I was being taught and applying it appropriately. And I never got the real feedback that I needed to find out if what I was actually putting out there was how it was supposed to be done. And this is why I created Real Deal Insider, because I wanted to create an environment so that people could get that feedback. We need more than just the course and just the PDF and just the video, right? We need somebody actually say, you know what, this right here doesn't make sense. And that's why I created Real Deal Insider, specifically for that. It's the best of both worlds, group coaching and one-on-one coaching all at the same time, with a library full of information. Real Deal Insider basically shows you the exact strategy on how to turn random internet strangers into friends, into fans, and then into lifelong customers. And it shows you how, in a friendly way that genuinely helps other people. And if that's something that you'd like to do for your business, then take advantage of getting into Real Deal Insider for less than $10 a day. I kid you not. There's a button below here, below this video, that you can click right away so that you can get in. You know, I Googled it the other day, and I was looking for what you could get for 10 bucks, you know, and I gotta tell you, it was all complete junk. You could get a message written on a potato sent for you, an emoji fortune teller, you know, that shaky thing, a nail clipper set. It was actually 11, so I was short $1. And, you know, as you know, my one-on-one coaching is now $10K for 5 months. And there have been people who have told me that they wish they could join but found it out of their price range or a little too big of an investment right now. So that's why I decided to create Real Deal Insider, so that people could get the help that they needed. So Real Deal Insider has a training library that I just mentioned of worth over $7,500 of courses, trainings, videos, you know, all that stuff, PDFs, templates, swipe files. And I know maybe those things don't sound like, ooh, so earth-shattering and exciting, but I want to let you know how easy it is to access everything that you need to be successful using Real Deal Insider. Okay, so let me show you what I mean about the Real Deal Insider library and the $7,500 worth of stuff and more beyond in here. What I really wanted to show you were these first two. Money While You Sleep, how to turn cold leads into paying clients using automated systems, and write and speak your way to 5-figure months. This is an event that I did. It was a 3-day event where you get all the recordings. And I want to share with you that if you go to my website, you will actually see these two items selling there for about $2,000 each. And this is included in your library. Along with that is Honing Your Message for Loads of Leads, my story course, which is a $600 course, funnel swipe files, which is about $600 as well, training on discovery calls, creating sales pages that sells, webinar PDFs and swipe files, expert interview series, wealth consciousness. And the thing is, it's constantly being added to. And if you go into the replay page, you'll see that in January we did a training called Whatever the Mind Can Conceive and Believe It Can Achieve, setting up 2018 to be your most epic year yet in business. And every month there's something new there in the trainings. So when you get Real Deal Insider, you get the training, and it's not just all of these different things that you can access, but most importantly, it is my eyeballs on your process, on your business model, on your vision, creating that strategy and looking at your copy and your emails and everything that goes with it to make it the best that it can be. And that's not to say we don't ever have to tweak anything, because I still tweak stuff in my business to get a better conversion rate or better opt-in rates, to reword things in webinars when we figure out what's working and what's not. This is the whole process that goes on inside Real Deal Insider that's normally reserved for one-on-one clients, but you get it by joining for just $297 a month. What's inside will help you get clear on your message even more, so that you can get more targeted people into your audience, get higher quality leads, grow a real following of people that love you and want to opt into everything that you put out, and then go buy right? You'll find the best funnels and marketing strategies to use for your business that make you excited and happy and eager to implement each day. And you'll get accountability. There's like a no real deal insider family member gets left behind type of philosophy here. We lift each other up, we celebrate, we keep each other on course, we keep each other focused. And a lot of times the group interaction is just so good. It's so much more impactful when you're in something like this. Plus, if you want, you can request any kind of training that you think that you need if it's not there yet in the Insider Library, and I'm happy to put those together. Now, if the word funnel that I said earlier kind of just freaked you out, let me tell you that one of the best feedbacks that I just repeatedly get is how I'm able to take something that seems large, overwhelming, daunting, and break it up into easy to understand pieces that seem so fun and simple to create. And let me tell you one more thing before we leave our time here together. Failure is an option. In fact, it's kind of required. Successful people see failures totally different. They're learning experiences, they're ways to grow. And because we can never learn anything without putting something out there, falling down, tweaking it, learn to get better and better, failing is required. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? And that also means that building your marketing systems and structures isn't going to happen in a day or a month or in just a couple if you're just starting, right? But creating those marketing strategies that will work for you is something we do in Real Deal Insider. It does take patience and maybe 2 or 3 ugly cries. But then the Real Deal Insider family and me, we help pick you up. We'll brush you off. And we'll set you on the course again to course adjust and get better, right? Now, what's the worst that could happen if you were to join? You could join Real Deal Insider, go through some of the trainings, and say you don't really like it and opt out. In 30 days, you can request a refund. On the other hand, what's the best case scenario that could happen if you join? You could discover a kick-butt strategy that you could use to get clients on the auto over and over again. Work less, make more, wake up to appointments and cha-ching in your bank account. It could be responsible for tens of thousands of dollars of business for you. And you could finally figure out how to go from struggling to stay afloat, wondering if you're going to last to the rest of the year, questioning how you're going to do it, to never ever having to consider taking a job as an employee for someone else ever again. It might even free up your time so that you could do more and experience more with your family with the money that you're making, right? Plus, it could help you to make the worldwide impact you want to make before you're gone. And that there is the best case scenario. And in my opinion, either way, you win. So do me a favor now, right? When you figure these things out, and I show you in Real Deal Insider, use your newfound strategies for good. Don't abuse the knowledge you're going to get. You have the opportunity to help yourself grow your business and also help others in their process. It's really up to you now how you're going to make that happen. So that's the end of today's video. I've really enjoyed making this, and like always, I enjoy spending time with you, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside of Real Deal. All right, want to see how it's going with Trenton? Okay, and seriously, socks on the floor? Do you have that at your house? messing you up.
Yeah.